they don't want to carry heavy books anymore. Now it's a real issue. The books are beautiful, but they're very weighty. So for that reason, and then the number of resources that are available to go along with them online for the teacher and the student are amazing. So like Beth said, we're right with you with that thinking. We're just trying to not get so far ahead of it that it doesn't work for us the first time we try it.
Tony?
Through the chair. Dr. Colley, the 30,000 printer copy scanners, these are purchases. I mean, do we not lease these machines? Would it be worth leasing these machines?
Well,
service plans where we don't have to worry about
it. One way or the other.
This particular one, it's an outright purchase, but you can purchase the toner and support for 2 years out. So for each one of these, it'll be like $1,400 for year 2 and 3. That includes all of our toner and any service calls. I'm still negotiating on that because one of the things with this is we're guessing how many copies we'll do a month, but since we're not replacing something, we've done our math by how many cases of paper does a school order, and sort of backing out from that number, because I know that the teachers are printing copies to my printers. They're killing me. And how can you fault a teacher who's desperate? I have to give a test today. The copier is down. Right. But the nice part about these, besides the fact that they have the scanner and they can scan to folders and they can probably start to get electronic portfolios together for students relatively easy, is that it won't print those 30 copies till they walk up to it and put in their code. So now I'm throwing away 30 copies that have been put on my printer because somebody decided they needed it and then forgot to go pick it up, and I have no idea who it belongs to because I could turn on banner pages, but that would be a whole nother conversation about wasting paper. So everything's a buy, sell, and trade, and we're trying to make wise decisions that although it's an outright cost, and yes, we could lease it, but next year we might not have this money to pay the rest of the lease off.
That's why it would be a purchase. That's where I was going to go. Yeah, you could lease it, and we could have enough money for this year, but then what happens in the future if we didn't build that into the budget? That's why when you get to this time of the year, the pieces that you try to get are things that you really need, things that you can use, and things that you normally wouldn't build into the budget. And you would look for things like wait till they build a new building to get all new boards. Wait till you build a new building to get the smart boards and the new technology. Because that's usually when, they kind of let you go ahead and add technology. As it is, we talk about technology. People say, oh, don't spend any money in technology. 5 years from now, it won't be used. I don't know many pieces of technology that we haven't used way past what people consider them to be their useful life. We use them till they fall apart, basically, and then we cannibalize the few that we have left until the last one dies. Right now, part of the reason why we started with the projectors is because we do have TVs that are just dying one right after the other. I was talking to one of the teachers. I went and observed her classroom, and she's trying to show a big map on this tiny little screen, and unfortunately, when I went in to observe, I went into the opposite kitty corner of the room. I couldn't tell what was on that map. And then when I went back to, I think it was like 4 days later to go over the observation with her, she goes, after you left, I couldn't even use that. Because I had gone from using the back plugs that stopped working to using the front plugs. I went back the day after you came in to observe. Those are not working either. She goes, I can't plug it into the computer.
We've had 49 service calls on TVs, which in and of itself isn't bad until you realize that about half of them there's no solution. We have to say to the teachers,
Sorry. It's going in the garbage truck.
Just to piggyback on Mr. Sullivan's comment about the netbooks, laptops, and all that, one of our jobs as a district is to prepare our students for college, and that is a required piece of equipment now to enter as a freshman is a laptop. So I think we're only going to be doing our students justice to get them onto
The
IT.
thing is,
and-
they have to buy them.
Yes,
As a parent of a college
Absolutely, they do have to
student,
buy them, but at least they're not going to show up their first day of classes freshman year and say, how do I interact with my teacher on a laptop? I've never done it
Yeah,
before.
well, that I can tell you is happening. You walk through this library any day of the week.
Yeah,
and
those laptops
You'll
don't sit
notice
on
that
the
there are
cart.
no workstations anymore. We've moved over to the laptop model, and someday when Mike tells me that we can replace the carpet in here, that's when he tells me we might be able to get some plugs in the floor to sort of handle the power issue that we...
Keeping them
Yeah.
plugged in.
Because the problem is laptop batteries. I don't know if you've ever priced one.
Yeah, they're
You might as well just
expensive.
buy a new laptop
Yeah.
because they're about $100. So,
Jim?
No, I'm all set, thanks.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions?
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that would start with reading the list of expenditures, and if any of us have reason to say on hold, they won't be included in this first motion to approve these expenditures.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
Well, it seems like the list here has a bigger number than what we actually have. It was kind of like this was a
It
wish
won't
list.
after we're done with it, I promise you that.
So then you just made a motion to approve this?
No, as we're gonna do a
Call
line
out each
item.
line item.
Call it
Call
out
it
as
And
you
you
would
can
on
call
town
hold on
meeting
anything you
floor.
don't want to
If
approve.
they don't have holds, then we'll make a motion to include
Okay, thank
those
you.
that don't have holds.
Dr. Collins?
I just want to make one note of explanation. Some of these things I had already asked for direction, so some of these things are already out, and, for example, the $72,000 worth of textbooks, a huge amount of them are already in, so the ones that I included for you are the new things that I think we have enough money to capture for next year, including the truck, the new requests for books, the new requests for software, and those kind of things. The other things, those were already in the pipeline, so they've been pretty much ordered, and many of them are already here.
May I ask if we were to look at, like the request that Mr. Hartnett had discussed and Eric had brought up as far as mats, do you have any idea what the cost of those were down there?
30,000.
I
Yeah,
wish
I was thinking, I think they were 15,000 per school, because that's what the PTOs, I think, was their target to.
30,000
was
was the
try to-
figure that was discussed.
Yeah.
Was it the middle school that was raising it? And
They were
Mrs.
both going to
Costa
start
was-
trying to, the Middle School Association has not started, I think the parents of like the town basketball leagues and stuff like that, they're the ones who are going to try to do a fundraiser to try to raise it, but nothing had, from my knowledge, I don't know if anyone's,
I didn't, honestly.
Mr.
I
Powell may
didn't-
know of something, I don't know. Do you know of anyone that's trying to raise monies right now for the mats?
I don't.
Okay.
Well, this
Yeah, I
is
don't
way
think it's
back in
anything's
the
been
fall.
formalized, it's just been talked for years about, hey, we need to get mats because kids get so close to hitting their heads on that corner, and,
No, you said 15, you said 30.
well, that was
Is it-
15, I believe, per school,
So
because there's
at
two
the-
schools. I'm not sure, Mr. Sullivan may
At the
have
middle
more.
school and,
The high school.
they're putting them, they want to put them in the high school as well?
Yes. Well, from what the email was, I've only been to a few games, I'm always at the middle school.
Okay.
That's where I know they're desperately needed at the middle, it's a safety, it's definitely a hazard.
If that was something that the board wanted to pursue, where would you look at getting those funds?
We'll add
From
it.
this
All right,
stuff?
when-
Well,
when you
I-
take a look at-
I have the floor.
No, there's
but
a
I-
motion on
I
the
realize
floor,
that, and
actually.
my question is based on going through those line items. If we were to go through those line items, I need to have the information before I do that.
When you take a look at this list, again, this was one of those things, you get to June and you go, can we even get these things? So you start calling the companies and finding out, can you deliver by June 1st?
I realize that.
How much money? We don't have the answers in all of this, just like the truck. I mean, we may say yes to the truck. Mike turns around, calls tomorrow, and they say, sorry, not
may not
available.
be there.
All of a sudden, I have a $50,000 chunk that I'm not going to be able to spend. So that's why we always look to say, here's the laundry list of things we could get. I mean, you may want to, instead of saying yes, no, prioritize.
Yeah.
And then we try to get it, if we can
And
get
then
it by
we
June
gotta get to
30th,
that.
we get it, and if not, we don't.
Oh, we could just add the mats.
Okay.
All right,
53.
and looking at the list, I actually have, and I had the same question that you had actually, and I have an additional question on it. The additional request under the text and materials for curriculum, just curious, what is that?
You should have a list that has two totals.
Just for a point of information, I think the motion is to go through those that we don't have questions on. That would be appropriate to put a hold on that so we could dispense of those that don't have questions.
Point taken. Hang on.
And we can just, then we know what we
That's
can work
fine.
with.
That's fine. All those in favor of going through list by list, item by item, and either putting a hold or going through and approving, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Starting with technology. Projectors instead of TVs.
Hold.
Smart boards, Mimeo Interactive.
Hold.
Software services.
Hold for the entire group.
All of technology?
All of the software services.
Okay. So down to which one?
Software for testing, WJ, $2,000.
Video equipment.
Once again, that does not have a hold. Software for testing is,
This is where I have two. Is that correct?
there is not a hold on
Edu
software for
Vision.
testing.
EDU Vision.
I'm sorry, software for testing. That one is approved. Video equipment. Approved. Hardware. Approved.
Well, monitors, yes.
Oh, okay. I'll go through the line items on the hardware. Monitors, you have a hold? No? Approved on monitors. Computers.
Hold.
Tablets. That one is approved. Network hardware. That one is approved. Printer copy scanner.
Hold.
All right, hold on that one. Down to maintenance, sewer pumps. Approved, well. Approved, whiteboards. And that's approved, tennis courts.
Hold.
CAD lab,
Hold.
and new truck. I shouldn't say new truck. Okay, that one's approved. Text and materials for curriculum. From budget discussion during spring, the $72,000.
It's already been approved.
Yep. Additional requests.
Hold.
Guided reading books. Approved. Staff development, math, ELA, language arts. Approved.
Can I just put a hold on, because I just have to
Sure.
ask, I'll put a hold on, I just have to ask a question on
On the
that.
staff development.
Yes.
Okay. We'll go through each one. Karen, you good? Yes. Okay. Starting with projectors
Can we just
instead
have
of.
can we just vote on,
I'm
to
sorry.
approve all the ones that we didn't put a hold on to?
Yep. Is
That
there a
way they-
motion to approve everything that has been not held?
So moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Discussion?
I'm sorry, go ahead. Do you have discussion on that?
I'm in favor of that motion. I'll be voting yes, but I think immediately after, we may want to calculate the dollars spent
That's fine.
as we're going into the
That's fine.
other, so.
To the other items.
So,
So you all, did you all, I'm sorry.
We haven't voted on
Haven't
it
voted.
yet. We had a
I thought
discussion
I
real
missed
quick.
it.
it's okay. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? All right, so we are looking at,
Let's get the calculator out.
Well, he's going to add that up as we,
oh, I have mine as well.
I thought we,
You want to continue on while he's doing it?
I
That's
don't
fine.
want to not include Dr. Colley if he's doing the adding.
All right, so let's go